This is Legal Briefs. I'm Wes Austin. I'm a lawyer keeping you updated on the latest legal news. Last week, President Biden announced a number of executive actions with respect to gun control and gun reform. That is what we're going to be talking about today. Plus, at the end, President Biden tells you what he would ask God if God appeared to him. I'm not kidding. Stick around till the end. We'll cover that. First, we're going to cover a little bit about what happened in the press conference. And I feel like, as a lawyer, I can provide you some legal interpretations of what the federal government meant when they were saying certain things about these gun control reforms. So let's just hit a few things in the press conference, and I'll provide you some legal interpretation of what they meant.
Nothing I'm about to recommend in any way impinges on the Second Amendment.
The legal translation, what that means is everything we're about to say will infringe on your Second Amendment rights.
They're phony arguments suggesting that these are Second Amendment rights at stake from what we're talking about.
Right. So the arguments that people are concerned about the Second Amendment, these are phony arguments. Now, phony is short for phony baloney. And phony baloney arguments are just stupid. So clearly they're dumb. Plus, the federal government also has said, so anybody who thinks you're worried about your Second Amendment rights, the federal government also has said this: I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. So between the phony baloney arguments and the rubber glue thing, come on. I don't think you have any valid concerns.
But no amendment to the Constitution is absolute.
That's right. As a federal government, we really wish that we never would have agreed to the Bill of Rights. We would like to take back all of those. But specifically with the Second Amendment, we really would like to pull back a lot of that. Now, if you read the Second Amendment, you're going to see how there are a lot of exceptions to this. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Do you see this big area of white space? I mean, that's just, of course, there's supposed to be a big list of exceptions listed there. That's why there's this big blank space. So that's why the no amendments are absolute, and especially the Second Amendment, because we'd really like to get rid of that one if we could. I mean, that's one of our main goals.
From the very beginning, you couldn't own any weapon you wanted to own.
Now, a lot of people online are saying that this just is not true, and they've talked about this example of somebody being able to own a cannon. Well, I mean, it was true. People could own cannons back then after the Second Amendment was enacted. But, how much damage could you really do with a cannon? I mean, plus cannons aren't really guns. So the White House unveiled a list of 6 executive actions they were going to take. We're going to look at the list of 6 items right from the fact sheet provided by the White House. Number 1, the Justice Department within 30 days will issue a proposed rule to help stop the proliferation of ghost guns. So ghost guns are basically guns made from handmade kits. So people buy kits and then they can build these guns from home. And I guess these guns don't have serial numbers. The only thing more dangerous than a gun is a disassembled gun in a bag, along with instructions on how to build that gun, if you have the right tools, and patience. So item number 2, the Justice Department within 60 days will issue a proposed rule to make it clear that when a device is marketed as a stabilizing brace that turns a pistol into a short-barreled rifle, it is subject to the requirements of the National Firearms Act. So item number 3, the Justice Department within 60 days will publish red flag legislation for states. So this is just model legislation. The states would be free to adopt it or to not adopt it. But these red flag laws would allow basically anyone who thinks that someone else shouldn't have a gun, they could file something with the court saying, I don't think, John Doe should have a gun for whatever reason, and then that would allow the police to go and take the gun away from him or her, and basically they wouldn't be able to practice their rights under the Second Amendment. So having police show up to take away a gun from someone I'm sure nothing could go wrong. I'm sure that would go well. But keep in mind, we already have a bunch of laws on the books for, felons or people with domestic abuse. And there's a lot of different situations where somebody can't have a gun already. So these red flag laws, it looks like they're basically making it so that if anyone decided somebody else shouldn't have a gun, they could file something and attempt to have that right taken away, possibly without due process. They might be able to go to court after. I mean, I haven't seen these yet, but from what it sounds like, maybe after they had the gun taken away, they could go back and try to prove that, no, I really can have the gun. But due process, you'd want that to happen before rights under amendment are taken away, not after. But anyway, so that was number 3. Okay, item number 4, the Justice Department will issue an annual report on firearms trafficking. So, a report. Which, come on, I am positive the government already has this somewhere. Are you kidding? The amount of money we pay in taxes, there's probably about 5,000 reports just like this that we're already paying for them to have. So anyway, maybe before you do that, just look around, because I'm pretty sure you already have it. Item number 5, the administration is investing in evidence-based community violence interventions. So investing some money, which is no problem because money's free. We've got trillions and trillions of dollars, so we should probably spend it as fast as we can. And item number 6, the president will nominate David Chipman to serve as director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. So probably one of my favorite things from that press conference was when President Biden talked about seeing God. So he was talking about some bills that have been introduced, and he said that if he were to see God, this would be the first thing he asked him for. Let's roll the tape.
If I get one thing on my list, the Lord came down and said, Joe, you get one of these, give me that one. Because I tell you what, there would be a come to the Lord moment these folks would have real quickly.
So if he were to see God, the first thing he would ask him is, hey, will you help me pass some gun legislation? Come on, really? That's the first thing? I have a feeling that if President Biden were to see God, the first thing that President Biden would ask is, who are you and how did you get past White House security? I will try to keep you posted on other executive actions with respect to gun control and also any bills or legislation that are relevant. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.